Welcome back to the channel, Techie Life. So today we got a little repair here. Basically, we're going to try to repair this AC here, and we're also going to be replacing this belt. Look at that. So I've been doing some work here on this little Honda 06 CRV K24A1 engine, and the AC doesn't work. So basically, troubleshooting steps that I've done is, I've clicked the AC button. I hear no click. I've also actually put a little bit extra Freon in there, which I probably shouldn't have done because now it's probably overcharged. And the last troubleshooting step that I've done, or two more, was there's a little plug here. It's a little hard to set. A little red plug right there. That's the relay, or that's the harness that plugs into the compressor, the AC clutch, the clutch. And so I've powered 12 volts to that, and I've had no success. I don't hear a click or anything like that. And the last one was I did a resistance check. So basically, I went to my ohm meter here, put the ohms on here, and I measured resistance from that connector to the ground, which would be any metal part of the chassis here, and I got no resistance, meaning that it's a broken circuit. So I kind of figured it would be the AC clutch that would be bad. So this is the clutch assembly here, and we got the pulley as well. So before it went out, it would go out, and I'd have to click the AC button numerous times to get it to come back on, which kind of points to the relay itself. I did measure resistance here, and let me see if I can just test it out real quick, show you what it is. So basically, it's just a big old coil that when engaged, it basically acts as a big old magnet. And so when you have this coil on top of this magnet here, on top of this piece of metal, it'll suck onto this pulley, and then it'll spin it. And when it's not sucking on the pulley, it's basically free flowing there. So let's go ahead and turn this on real quick. Put it on ohms. So this is an auto ranging here, but I'm going to show you what I've done here. I can do it with two hands, or one hand. I got one lead there, and I'm going to put the other lead on the red here, so you can see the resistance there. Hold on. Sorry. There we go. The resistance comes out to 0.3. Anything between 3 to 6 ohms is fine. That means that the motor is working, or not the motor, but the electronic piece should be working fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and start from the bottom. I'm not gonna be doing the whole step-by-step process, but I will be pausing and showing you my whole process as I go. This is a compressor here, and that's what we're gonna start at, besides from removing the belt first. So first off, let's see here. So we have I did remove the the power steering reservoir, and I covered it up so nothing goes in there. I have a 15 millimeter socket, or not socket, but it's an angled wrench here that I have put in there. The tensioner needs to be pulled towards the front of the car. If you pull towards the rear of the car, it'll actually undo the bolt there. So we're going to be pushing this way towards the front. At the same time, we're going to be removing the belt off of there. And just kind of remember how the belt goes, so that way, when you put it back, you'll be good to go. So right now would be a good idea to replace the belt, because that's what I'm doing too as well, because it's jacked up. So let me continue on to the process, and I'll show you the next step. Alright, the pulley is off, or the belt is off, which is going to be over here. It's all torn up and all jacked up, and I mean it's bad. So I'm glad that I'm go ahead and doing this. So I removed this bolt here with a 12 millimeter ratchet like this, with an extension that fits perfect right here. And then what I needed was a pry tool here. So basically what I did is, because the belt is off now, I put my pry tool right here, and I put my power tool right here, and as I was spinning, I held the pulley in place here. So it was fairly easy. It's a small little boat. It's not bad. So now I'm gonna need I put some lubricating oil here to kind of loosen up the what do you call it, the flywheel, and I just kind of bang it around and whatever, spin it a little more, and then it should hopefully come out, or I'll find a way out to get that. I'll find a way to get that out, and then I'll keep you posted on the next step. Hold on. As I was letting y'all know that I was trying to use a lot of force to take out this pulley here, I didn't succeed at all. So my next course of action was to try to get better clearance, and the only way that I did that was by lowering, or trying to move the compressor out of there. But I did have to lower the subframe here. I did so by basically jacking it up on the back, or not the back, but the right behind the wheels here, the frame, supporting the frame. And then there's two big bolts here. Let me see if I can get to it. There's two big bolts that I took off. This one right here, right in front of the hook, and then the other side as well too. Those came off completely. And then there's two that I just loosened them. I didn't take them off, which is this one right here. Right in front of the bushing. There's a big bolt there. I believe it was a 19mm, not 17. So I lowered it, that one, and then I went ahead and took these front off. And I did utilize the jack to kind of help it, in case there was any excess weight coming down. So I did that, and then I went ahead and started taking the compressor out. Only problem is I didn't have that much access, so I had to get one of those pivoting heads, adapters here. And after that, I needed some more clearance here, so I had to remove this what do you call it, this reservoir. So I had to kind of remove the frame, well, not the frame, but the radiator support, remove the reservoir. I took out the bumper a little bit to kind of give me access to straight down there, and it's basically four bolts. Once I had that, I then was trying to utilize the jaw pullers, but I couldn't get a good enough clearance yet, so I had to remove this bolts up to the compressor, that bolts up to the body, so that's basically like a little sandwich. I had to remove that out of the way, that way I can get the compressor to finally come out. And then I used the jaws, the three jaws. And I had to pull this. I got that Harbor Freight, the 3-jaw puller. I had to pull from the actual. I couldn't get all the way through, so I had to put it from the front, and that's what I did. And it took a little bit, but finally got it. Once I got that, I tried to use these Harbor Freight snap rings. It didn't work. I had to buy some channel lock, which worked perfect. So now I'm in the process of. I already tested out the resistance on the old, this is right there, on the old coil, and we have infinite open resistance compared to the new one that has 0.3 ohms. So I know that it's the coil, and now I'm gonna put everything back the way it is and hopefully give it a shot and see what happens.